This guy's all the way from Australia. Give it up for Jimbo.
So I know you guys don't like squirrels, but I've never seen one before. The first one I saw one was in Hyde Park, and I reckon they're cute animals. Like, first time I saw one, I thought it was actually a toy, right? And there was a guy in the bushes with a remote control just pressing pause. You know, they just sort of run along and stop, right? And then they run along and stop. And I actually went into the bushes to see if there was a guy there, and there was a guy there. He didn't have a remote control in his hand either, and he wasn't on pause, it was on fast forward. And in Australia, you know, when we didn't eat food at dinner time, did your mum say to you, you got to eat that because if you were born in Africa, you'd have to walk 10 kilometres in the morning for your water? You get that spill, yeah? You know, like, you got to eat your food. So, do you reckon that little kid in Africa, right, is just complaining to his mum when he's walking for 10 kilometres in the morning, right? And the mum just says, shut the fuck up, you little fucker. If you're born in the Western world, you'd have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, go through an hour of peak hours traffic, then go to work for 8 hours at a job you don't like, then go for another hour of peak hours traffic, then go home, go to a gym and get another treadmill that goes fuck all, right? Do that for 5 days of the week. The only way you can cope with it is by drinking poison at the end of the week until you're sick for a day. Do that for 50 weeks of the year. Do it for 40 years of your life until you eventually die of a disease which we've never heard over here, like diabetes or heart disease. So shut the fuck up, you little fucker, and thank your lucky stars you weren't born in the Western world, hey? I haven't been on a tube before. The first time I got on a tube, and I was just staring at a girl's ass as I was getting off, and this voice came and said, mind the gap, and I thought, fuck, a mind reader. But, you know, the tube, I talk about the tube. I've been fascinated with the tube over here, and I'll do a little bit. So I went up to this girl, I just said, gee, you got whopping nice tits. Any chance I can stick my Piccadilly into your shepherd's bush? She said, well, last time I fucked an Aussie, had too much to drink and couldn't get at Upton. I said, don't worry, I don't suffer from cockfosters. She said, there is one fantasy I'd like. Can you take me upstairs and Marley bone me up the crouch end? And when you're coming down the home straight, can you roo slip your cock out and then turn my face into White City? Anyway, I missed and got her in the temple. And boy, was she King's Cross. And yeah, so to calm her down, we had smoked some Golders Green, and we got Highgate. We actually got Hammersmith, and then she said, "Do you want to have an orgy with Chelsea, Bethnal, Dulles, Euston, Wembley, Angel, and Victoria?" I said, "Who are they?" She said, "Me 7 sisters." There we go. And I said, "What are they like?" She said, "Oh, Chelsea. She hasn't been the same since she had a bit of St John's Wood up her and Ravencourt the Clapham." Soon. But anyway, and Bethnal, yeah, she's had more Canterbury up a Holloway than a sperm bank. And Euston, she's so Old Street, the white crusty bits around her pussy remind me of a chalk farm. And anyway, Victoria, you turn her around, she's a sure ditch, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. And anyway, I've got to get off now. I don't want to go on there. The rest is a bit rude as well. But anyway,